Good morning, students. My name is Needu. I'm Assistant Professor at Department of Food Technology. Today I'm going to discuss about the food preservation by different cooking methods. The objectives of the cooking is the food becomes safe for the consumption after it is cooked above the 40 degrees Celsius. And after cooking, the palatability and the quality of the food is increases. And also the cooking is facilitate and the fasten the digestion process. And the cooked food is absorbed by the digestive system and assimilated by the body, and also the cooking process is increase and availability of the nutrient content. One of the example is when we consuming in a raw egg on a regular basis for an extended time causes biotin deficiency because iodine is present in egg white and tightly bind biotin and thus making biotin unavailable for intestinal absorption, and the cooking egg denature iodine and thus impairing its ability to tightly bind biotin. That's why the iodine bind biotin making it unavailable to the body. And the cooking introduce the variety in food by cooking same ingredient in many different ways and methods. And also cooking is increase the shelf life of a food, and also the moderate heating improve the biological value of a food, but the prolonged heating, when we heating in a high temperature for in a long time, what happen, the proteins and the vitamins and nutrients are in a denatures of the food product. And the basic principles of the cooking is, and cooking there is in a transfer of energy from in a heat source to food, and this energy is alter the food molecules, and the heat bring about chemical, physical and the microbiological changes. In kitchen mainly three types of devices used in a cooked food: the stove top, conventional oven and the microwave oven. Okay, and the first one is the purpose of the cooking method is make it is maximum valuable in the palatable form and make it easily digestible and improve its flavor, texture and the appearance, and develop and enhance the flavors and destroy the pathogenic microorganisms, because some of in the raw food may be containing of in a pathogenic microorganism. So cooking process is destroy that microorganism and make food tasty and nutritious. And the first cooking method is the conduction method, and it is transfer direct conduct when cooking is on the stove top and the heat from the flame or electrical grill is applied directly to the fry pan to cook food, and the most pan are made up of copper and aluminium that conduct heat very efficiently and do not melt on stove top. And next method is the convection method, and in this method heat is transferred to a fluid, and the fluid can be liquid or gas. Even in case convection oven it may be air, and oven is a confined area that is get hot by flames or electrical coils. The air inside is warmed to a desired temperature. As a result, cooks the food from the all directions. This method heat transfer is responsible for in a pizza, cake and other baked food products. And here it is a pictorial diagram of in the convection method. It's a convection oven have a fans, and the fan helps the producing in a hot circulating air, and the hot circulating air is passed to the surface of in a food product, and the food is cooked evenly by this method. And the next method is the radiation method, and this heat is transferred using electromagnetic radiation. A microwave oven uses strong radio waves which are very weak and not hot. And the microwave ovens work by spinning water, fat, sugar and oil and inside the food, and this causes friction which then the heat the food and cook it from the inside. Okay, and the next method is the electronic heat transfer. It is also the same as the radiation. And the microwave oven have a magnetron fixed in it, which convert electric current into microwaves that are similar to light or radio waves. This energy focused towards to food to be cooked. Okay, and the methods of a cooking. There is in three methods of a cooking method: moist heat method, dry heat method, and a combined method. The first, the moist heat method. Different categories: boiling, stewing, simmering, steaming, poach and blanch. And the first one is in the boiling method. In this method, the heat is conducted to the food product by water or steam. The boiling means cooking food in a rapidly bubbling liquid. In our home, we all know that the boiling of in a water. Okay, and some vegetables such as root, tubers, pulses, cereals are cooked by boiling. The high temperature would cause the protein to toughen, and the rapid bubbling would break up the delicate product. Okay, the one of the example of this the protein toughen is the egg boiling. Okay, and the advantages of the boiling method is it is an easy method of cooking, and it is save time and fuel, and boiled food is easily digestible. And the mainly disadvantage of this boiling method is the high temperature may be is the nature of any protein, and the rapid boiling does not cook the food faster, and also is affecting in the flavor, color, and appearance of the food, and also some of the valuable nutrients like vitamin C, and some of the nutrients is maybe lost by this method. And simmering is it means to cook a small amount of a liquid that is bubbling very gently, and the most food are meat, pulses, and dried vegetables are cooked by this method, and they are cooked for in a longer period to make them tender and digestible. The main advantages of this tubed food are nourishing because nutrient and the soluble vitamins pass into water, and that serves as a gravy. It enhances the taste and the flavor of the food. And the disadvantages is it is a slow process, and vitamin C is destroyed by the slow process. Okay, the next method is the stewing method. Simmering and the stewing are almost one and the same method, and the solid food is cooked is liquid and served with gravy. Carrot, potatoes, and meat can be cooked by stewing method, and food is cut into even sized pieces, and a heavy based saucepan with a suitable lid is used. Okay, and in this stewing method is also same as in the simmering method. Okay, in this food product we serve as a semi gravy, so the nutrient and the vitamins are present in it. And the main advantages of the stewing method is food is nourishing since it is cooked in a covered pan. Almost all nutrients are retained as a gravy, which is served also. And this is a poaching method. Another method, the fourth method of the moist heat method is the poaching, and it means to cook in a small amount of hot liquid that is not actually boiling. Undesired odors and flavors are eliminated by this method, and the soft food are cooked by this method. Example, one of the fish and egg. In this figure, in this video, you can see that the poaching of an egg. And next one is the blanching method. Green beans, broccoli, fruits, most of the vegetables are cooked by the blanching, and it is a process where the food items are plunged into boiling water for a short period of a time and then removed and placed under a cold running water to stop the process of cooking. And it maintains the nutritive value of the food and the natural color of the food item. Okay, blanching method, most of thing in a industry they using in a the blanching method. Okay, and this is one of the good method because in this method the no nutrient and the protein is losses, no vitamins are losses by this method. It can retain the nutrients and the vitamins. And the sixth method is steaming. By this method, food is cooked by directly exposing to steam. In our home, our mothers is doing this as a different type of steaming cooked product. Example is the idli and putto. That is the different examples of in the steaming methods. And in quantity cooking, there is usually done in a special steam cooker, and also can be done on a rack above in a boiling water. And the cooking by in a pressure cooker is the pressure cooker is holding in a steam under process, and the cooking time must be carefully controlled to avoiding in an over cooking. And the main advantages of the cooking by pressure cookers is the food get cooked faster than other ways. It saves time and fuel, and prepared food is nutritious, and the food retain the nutrients and flavor because we don't discard the water. Okay, every nutrient and the vitamins are present in it. Okay, so we can retain that nutrients and the flavor of the food product. And next one is the dry heat method. Dry heat method, there is in a different categories: roasting and baking, broiling, grilling, salting, frying, pan frying, and deep frying. Okay, we can discussing about a few of these dry heat methods. And roasting and baking, in this method, heat is transferred by in a convection method. Cake, cookies, biscuit, etc. are cooked by this method, and the roasting is usually applied to meat and the poultry food products, and the baking applies to bread, pastries, and cakes. Fish could also be baked, and the cooking is uncovered is an essential to roasting, and the covering hold in its same and which changes the process from dry heat to cooking. And the roasting can be done in its three different equipment: spit roasting, oven roasting, and pot roasting. Okay, in spit roasting is a style of a roasting where meat is skewered on in a spit. A long solid rod is used to hold the food while it is being cooked over a fire, in a fireplace or over a campfire or roasted in an oven. Normally, in a spit roasting is done in the poultry food product or chickens. Okay, and the next one is the oven roasting. The roasting involves cooking, pounding an uncovered pan in the oven. It is dry cooking technique like braising, stewing, and steaming. Dry hot air is around that food. Cooking is evenly on all sides. Okay, the all sides of the food particles is cooking in evenly. And pot roasting is one of the combination cooking methods which involve both dry and moist heat cooking, and the meeting is often first browned before it is slowly cooked in a liquid. Okay, this is the pot roasting method. And the broiling method is, it is a broiling radiant heat comes from above, and food is placed on a preheated metal grate, and harder meat, poultry, fish, and few vegetable items are cooked by this broiling method. And the rules for broiling is: turn on the heat full, and the cooking temperature is controlled by the moving rack nearer the further from the heat source, and the preheat the broiler, and dip the food item in oil to preventing any sticking and minimize drying, and return the food only once to cook and from both sides, and avoid overhandling, and use lower heat for a larger and thicker items and higher heat for thinner pieces. Okay, and this is the grilling method. We all know what is a grilling and different types of the grilling food products. Okay, and the heat is used from below, and it is done on a pan grid over heat source, which may be charcoal and electric element or gas methods. Meat, kebabs, cheese are cooked by this grilling method. And the fourth method is the sorting. In this, small amount of oil is used to pouring in the sorting method, and a high heat is applied, and vegetable oil such as olive oil is used for the sorting method. Many countries using in a mostly they using in a olive oil, and some of them are using in a sunflower oil and the groundnut oil for the sorting process. And the butter is not used due to its the smoking point is higher, so most of them using in an olive oil. And the frying method, it is a dry heat cooking method, as water is not used in this method. It involves cooking of food items in oil, other edible fat such as vegetable oil, olive oil, and ghee. The items are cooked faster and get brown. Okay, and one of the disadvantages of the frying is most of the nutrients and vitamins are denatured by this method. And the pan frying, the frying means to cook in moderate amount of fat in a pan and over a moderate heat. The amount of fat used depending on the food being cooked. It is done over a low heat than sorting because larger pieces are being cooked. And the deep frying, it means to cook food submerged into a hot fat. Many food are dipping in a butter before frying. This form a protective coating between food and fat and help giving in a product crispiness and color and flavor. One of the example of deep frying product is in KFC chickens and in the potato frying. Okay, and the combined method, here we discuss about in a one method for this combined method, that is the braising method, and this method is a combination of a dry heat and the moist heat. Firstly, an item is cooked by dry heat to ensure the proper caramelization, okay, for getting the proper color, and then liquid is added and the simmer it until becomes soft and tender, and it is useful for a tougher pieces of meat. Okay, it's taking in a long time for the cooking process. Okay, and thank you, students. This is a different method of the cooking. This is the food preservation method, buying in a different cooking method. I hope everyone understand this topic, and thank you.